So today, a couple of things. Obviously, tomorrow they are going to have a 10% bonus, plus the 5% bonus that you get from the code Dakanoth down in the description below. So they've got that going on. And of course, well, like anything, I'm going to go ahead and quick empower here. We'll see if we get any luck. Yeah, looks like we did get a little bit of an empowerment there. I don't know what, but of course I do have enough to go ahead and get a little bit started on our devotion there. And then, of course, we can go to acquisition, go into soul trial here, and pick up our daily rewards. Well, one of the things that I thought I'd go ahead and just kind of showcase off is, we've been talking about building like the mage build version of this, right? Where what we've done is basically we take advantage of what it's not really, how do you say, there's nothing complicated about this, right? I mean, really all we're adjusting is we're taking advantage of the skill crit that you gain as well as the skill damage, and then you're taking advantage of creating combo, and you just kind of multiply these together to get yourself like a really nice tandem build. Now, given that, skill crit in this case is only, 40%, if you wanted to tweak it and adjust it in ever such a way, you could always go in here and you can throw in like Cloud Drifter and give yourself like a 50% increase. Alternatively, I've seen people run Pyre Breaker to increase their crit rate, and there's different ways to go about this. But when you run Cheetah Zero and you're running a purely like not heavy skill crit build, the main thing you have to understand is that in order to really get this to kind of work in your favor, you've either got to dump a lot of time into skill damage or a ton of time into gaining anything or everything, which will improve the amount of damage that you're going to output. And so I've been showing you guys how, like, if you use like Castle Candelabrum, for example, you can go about using this to give you HP, but you could also just as easily use Sky Wrath, for example. I've been using Tear Attack, just simply because if you use Tear Attack, it kind of makes you a little tankier in the fact that there's just so many bonuses that come with having a Pepe that you can summon, just on the basis of even, if you slow them down, for example, you can use Frost Flame Shield and you can use all those bonuses. Now, mind you, of course, the Draconic Encounter event ends here in 9 hours, so for a lot of people that are wanting to take advantage of what, Beast Roar Bow is, now's the time to do it, because once the event ends in 9 hours, that's pretty much that. So if you want to get a shot at even getting the Beast Roar Bow, get Till Death Us Part, or even get Sanguine Love, then that's, ultimately where we're at, is, we're in the last final stretch of the event. Now, in terms of gear, again, I've been running a very strictly combo crit set. And this is handy for a number of reasons, whatever you're wanting to switch around and adjust in favor of something that is going to give you a stupendous amount of stats in that direction. Like, if you're wanting to build something like this, then it's not terribly tricky to get a combo crit build like this to work. Now, you may be wondering, okay, I've been showing you guys what you can do with a mage, and I was just kind of showing you off, what basically, even though sounds kind of counterintuitive, but easily, right, one of the things that this particular build really loves to proc on, because it gets a lot of energy regen. It actually has a cooldown on all active skills every stun it gets. So it also kind of jumps on stuns, and you can increase the number of stuns you have to really kind of encourage, more damage output in terms of what you can knock their shield out more often, and so on and so on. And so that's one of the, I would say, the meager benefit of going towards this class. But, you don't have to. Like, I can show you a build today that is well over and under what people would expect. So you go down the warrior path. A lot of people go down Axe Warrior and they become a Warbringer. But a lot of people have just now started to pick up on the fact that if you go down this path and go down Swordmaster, and then you become a Martial Sage. The one thing that the Martial Sage, for that matter, is he bonuses on counter damage. So he's going to get a lot of damage. But each counterstrike within 8 seconds is going to deal equal damage up to 1% of the current HP to the target, which means you really benefit from having a lot of HP, and that's going to be used in the form of damage. Plus, you can gain a shield every 10 seconds, so you're going to absorb 8% of your max HP. You also get to restore 8% of your max HP every 5 seconds. You get damage resistance up by 15% and a defense bonus of 30%. Plus, your counter and your counter multiplier are both going up by 30%. Now, even without changing anything, okay, that just brought my counter strike up by 30%. Now, I think, if you're going to go about doing this and you want to like
our crit up to 35 and our counter to 101. And really about all I could do is switch gear, but with something like that, how well does that actually play at PvP? If we go against somebody that's 99k, I would imagine probably not going to be working out so well. Yeah, because you're going to get like near one-shotted. And even with like the extra bonus there, it's not enough. But if you go against like somebody that's 76k or so, kind of seems to be seems to work. So I don't know. There's a way to make this work, but I honestly think going a regen counter-strike set would probably work okay. Is the way I would probably approach this, and then just buff out the amount of counter-strike you do in the Martial Sage path. But like I said, whether or not you can go crit or combo here is really the question. Because looking at it from that standpoint, like if I had sacrificed the amount of crit I did and did that in Counter-Strike, I don't know, maybe that'd work out better. Now, I know the evasion's pretty high, and I know some people look at that and say, well, shit, if your evasion was lower, you'd actually have more Counter-Strike as a result of not evading. And it's like, yeah, that's probably a factor too. In any case, though, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.